Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream. I hope that you are all doing well. Hopefully our audio is good. Hopefully there's no technical difficulties for one stream, because I feel like every time, the second that I go live, YouTube decides to break. But hopefully tonight is the night that we shall succeed and we shall prevail. And YouTube will not damn us. Welcome everyone to the stream. Tonight, we're going to be talking about some massive greed and some follow-ups to other topics that I've discussed in the past, and we're going to address, in an article, some toxic fans. It's going to be beautiful. Tonight, we are going to talk about how EB Games Australia is finally going to be issuing refunds for Fallout 76 to eligible customers. I've talked about Fallout 76 quite a few times at this point. It's really, oh, it decided to refresh. Okay. It's really been a product of shame, to be honest, for Bethesda. They've had so many problems with it, but now we're adding even more fuel to the dying Fallout 76 fire, and we're gonna talk about that. I'll also go through the timeline of Bethesda's failure in Fallout 76. We'll kind of go through the details of everything there because I feel like it's important to add to the discussion. We're going to talk about how Ubisoft is getting greedy as fuck yet again. Apparently, they're saying that a new game, TrackMania, is not subscription-based. But get this, you just have to pay for it multiple times. It's not subscription-based, but once a year you have to pay access for the game. Big brain thinking there, Ubisoft. Great. Perfect. You know what? Don't call it a subscription when it is a subscription. This is only going to piss off people more. We're also going to talk about the rumor that Henry Cavill is apparently... It's a rumor, but the rumor is going around that he is supposedly going to be returning for a J.J. Abrams Superman movie. There's been talks of a J.J. Abrams movie, and apparently... maybe, possibly, Clark Kent, Henry Cavill, Geralt, could be the star of that movie. And we're also going to talk about an article from, honestly, a website that I haven't really heard much of, and how they're saying that HBO releasing the Snyder Cut shows that toxic fans are winning, because apparently if you wanted one cut of a movie to be released, you're instantly a toxic fan that only adds to the problems and woes of life. You're not helping them at all. You're just toxic. Everyone here, you're just toxic. But welcome everyone. Before we get into the topics at hand tonight, I will read chat for a few minutes, make sure everyone is into the stream before we start. I see an ad for Greymore on my screen. Has anyone, it's out, right? It says June 9th, but I could have sworn that people were already playing it. Maybe it's like the early, like the streamers that get it early. Is anyone going to buy Greymore? I haven't played Elder Scrolls Online in a very long time. Honestly, it just, I don't know, I couldn't get into it, but I've actually been kind of considering maybe playing it again. I don't know if that's a bad idea. I don't know. I've been feeling an itch for MMOs, and I feel like most of the MMOs that I've been playing lately just haven't been it. I mean, I love Star Wars The Old Republic. I love Black Desert Online. I haven't really been playing Black Desert Online lately, though. I just haven't, but that doesn't mean that we can't get back into it. Why not just call it a yearly sub? Because in people's minds, the word subscription is bad at this point. Everyone is like, we pay for so many subscriptions. We pay for game subscriptions, and we pay for movie subscriptions and show subscriptions. So in Ubisoft's mind, they're not necessarily wrong, because a lot of people do see the word subscription, and they are kind of automatically turned off by it. But the problem is that they are selling you a subscription, and it's deceptive to say that it's not a subscription when clearly it is a subscription. They're just trying to word it differently so you don't think that it's a subscription. Most people know that it's a subscription, But for those few people that maybe wouldn't instantly think of it, you know, we'll read it, but Ubisoft, guys. Fucking Ubisoft. Ubisoft has proven their huge greed in the past. It's not very surprising that they did this again, that they just have shown their greed yet again. But, not a subscription. Honestly, that's gonna be a peak contender for, like, Fallout 76, because Bethesda had said, like, oh, this game's not gonna have X, Y, and Z, and then they literally added X, Y, and Z into the game just to, like, prove that they're wrong and that they lied, in a way. I mean, they're great. Love Ubisoft. 10 out of 20. 20 out of 10, I mean. It's a situation. Minecraft Dungeons. I picked up Minecraft Dungeons. Minecraft Dungeons looks interesting. I've streamed Minecraft Dungeons twice now. I streamed it yesterday and last week, Tuesday on launch. For playing the game on the default difficulty, I had fun with it. I haven't started grinding for gear so we can play the adventure mode, which is like the second highest default difficulty, because there's default adventure and then something after that. I haven't ground at all. I need to grind for higher gear so that we can start that for the next stream. But next dungeon stream, I probably will be doing the higher difficulty and then maybe some co-op. I'm not necessarily sure yet, but I've had fun with it so far. My thing is that I am so used to $60 games. So when I blanked. I was donated a copy of the game. I had to pre-order it, but I pre-ordered it like 2 months ago. When I started playing it, I was like, this doesn't feel so far like a $60 experience. And then I realized, but it's not. It's a third of that price. And then my mind completely changed because it's great for a $20 game. And I haven't even gotten into kind of like the higher end game content yet, which I'm excited to do. But so far Minecraft Dungeons has been really good. I really enjoyed it. I think that it's been decent. I've had fun with it. It's obviously an ARPG light. It's not like a Diablo in a way. But I definitely think that if you are not into like ARPGs and you want to get into them, it's definitely a game that you could enjoy. That's for sure. The Zelda of Minecraft games. Question mark? Well, I'm not buying from Ubisoft again. Fair enough. I haven't purchased... I was thinking about games that were Ubisoft, and I haven't purchased a Ubisoft game in a very long time, and I don't plan to anytime soon. Definitely don't. Alright, you guys. Let us start with the first topic of the night, which is EB Games. EB Games Australia will issue refunds for Fallout 76 to eligible customers. Before we actually get into the recent situation, I wanted to go back through the timeline of Fallout 76 and just a couple of the situations that have occurred surrounding it. I know that I've covered Fallout 76 pretty heavily at this point, but I just wanted to give a timeline refresher for those of you that haven't followed it. Sorry it's so zoomed in. It's an archived post, and for some reason, it won't let me, like, zoom out. But it's fine. I'm only going to go through it really quickly. So let's start at November 14th. Fallout 76 releases on Xbox One, PS4, and PC for $60. November 18th. November 19th, my apologies. The game's first patch, coming in at 48 gigabytes on console, releases almost after a week of radio silence from Bethesda. November 22nd, 2018. On Black Friday, just 9 days after release, Fallout 76 was discounted to only $40. A sweet deal if you didn't buy the game at launch or pre-order it. November 24th, 2018. Players seeking a refund for the game they purchased struggled to actually receive one. Bethesda tried to basically bullshit them out of a refund. Who doesn't love it? November 27th. News broke of an investigation by a US law firm into deceptive trade practices by Bethesda. November 28th, 2018, the Power Armor Edition bonuses are released, and almost immediately customers noticed their West-Tech bags that were supposed to be made of canvas were in fact made of low-quality nylon. November 29th, in compensation for the nylon not canvas bag fiasco, Bethesda offered consumers 500 atoms, a measly $5 value, for what was part of a $200 pre-order. Who doesn't actually love these things? Who doesn't love all of these? These are some updates to bugs. Okay, so that is unfortunately the end of it. I know that after this there was more. This was the best summary I could give you guys of the very beginning of the Fallout 76 fiasco. And then of course they said that they weren't going to be adding several features into the game, which they did, and they failed on their promises of adding features into the game, which they didn't. They kind of just fucked up, didn't do the right things. People were very unhappy with the quality of Fallout 76, and now, this is from yesterday, EB Games Australia will issue refunds for Fallout 76 to eligible customers. Last year, the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission ruled that Australian purchasers of Fallout 76 were entitled to a refund if they had contacted ZeniMax seeking one within 7 months of the launch. Fallout 76 famously released in a poor state, and in Australia, consumer laws protects customers in cases where products are found to be faulty or damaged. Shocking, you guys. While it's no surprise that international companies might sometimes fall afoul of Australia's consumer law, local retailer EB Games has also acknowledged that it was likely to have misled consumers about their consumer guarantee rights when it came to Fallout 76's launch. According to a statement issued by the CCC, sorry, 3 C's, guys, my apologies. Today, consumers had complained to the ACCC that EB Games representatives had advised them they were not entitled to a refund after they had experienced a range of faults with the Fallout 76 game, including problems with servers and bugs in the game. Retailers must ensure that they train their staff so they do not misinterpret to consumers their consumer guarantee rights under the Australian consumer law, including the right to obtain a refund in certain circumstances, the ACCC Commissioner Sarah Court said in this statement. For those who contacted EB Games between November 14th, 2018 and October 31st, 2019, a refund can be arranged by contacting customer support AUS at ebgames.com before August 1st. In 2014, the ACCC filed a lawsuit against Valve due to its then insufficient refund policy, and of course, Valve later introduced a sweeping refund policy in 2015. So, obviously this isn't the largest update to the situation. It's not like everyone that's purchased the game in places like the West or the US are able to get a refund. But Bethesda did end up refunding a lot of people that were asking for refunds after they took a lot of heat online. And now we're hearing that EB Games Australia will be issuing refunds despite what Bethesda tried to say, which is great. I mean, obviously, I'm not in Australia. I didn't even purchase Fallout 76. I ended up playing Fallout 76 through someone else's copy because I wanted to test out the game. Oh boy. I've been actually considering playing it because it sounds interesting now. I've heard a lot of good things about it now, but it is good that people that weren't able to get a refund are able to now. Unfortunately, the situation with Fallout 76 has just been awful, terrible, disgusting, because Bethesda did a lot of wrong things in this situation. And I do believe that companies should be able to change their ways, and they should be able to redeem themselves in a sense. But Bethesda has proven time and time again that they just aren't willing to. They truly just, it sounds like they don't care about what people want, they care about what they want, and they care about making money. Which, you know, I think that we all can recognize that they are a company, and at the end of the day, a company just wants to make money. But when you are selling people a broken, buggy, awful product that isn't even done, people deserve to get their money back if they want it, and they were misinterpreting people's rights, and in this case, they are freaking losing. They are, I mean, the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission is ruling that Bethesda was wrong, and people are willing, they are allowed to get a refund if they want one, if they did purchase the game between those time periods. Again, that's all that we really know right now. People haven't been able to start claiming their refunds or anything, but I would be curious to see how many people actually do get refunds at this point, because I feel like this was 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, and people don't care about Fallout 76 anymore. They have accepted the fact that they will not get money back, they have accepted that it's a shitty game, and there probably are some people that did purchase it and that did like it, but it's kind of sad to see, even almost 3 years later, Fallout 76 still not be in a decent place, I suppose you could say. I've heard that with the most recent update, Wastelanders, I think it's called, the game did get significantly better, and that actually is why I've been considering testing it out. Maybe Fallout 76 livestream coming soon. But ultimately, you know, this game was just a failure, and I want Bethesda to do better. But we've heard that Bethesda, it's going to be a very long time until we get a new Bethesda game. I talked about it about a month ago at this point, that apparently Elder Scrolls 6 is years away. Years away. And so is Starfield. Apparently, you aren't going to see Elder Scrolls 6 until after Starfield, and they literally said Starfield is still years away. Fallout 76 is the Bethesda game you have for now. Don't expect a new game anytime soon. Maybe they will continue to fix Fallout 76. I mean, it's like the situation with No Man's Sky. The game released and was terrible, awful. People bought it and they refunded it. But for years, the developers of that game, I don't remember the name of the studio, I'm sorry. The developers of that game have been eagerly trying to fix the game, and so far they have. I would hope that that would be the situation with Fallout 76, that it could get better and it could get to a good point that people would feel proud of kind of purchasing it. I mean, how much is Fallout 76 at this point? Let me look this up. How much is Fallout 76 at this point? You can buy it for $10 online. GameStop, $10 used. There's no physical copies of this game. How can it be used? Question mark? Are you selling accounts, GameStop? It's not that much. I mean, you can find it for under $25, which is a good price if the game is okay. If the game is good. We don't really know what they plan to do with the game now. We don't know... Sorry, my cat is causing a ruckus. We don't ultimately know what's coming next. I honestly am surprised Bethesda hasn't just dropped it. I am surprised that Bethesda has just not given up. But it kind of makes me feel like they want to look better in consumers' eyes, but at the same time, do they really care? No. I ultimately don't think that Bethesda cares how people view their company at this point. But that's all that I really had to discuss with that. Fallout 76. Oi. I heard Wastelanders was pretty decent. Good for Fallout 76, I guess. I mean, ultimately, I don't want games to fail. I would hope that games would come out and they would be great and there would be people that love them. Unfortunately, a lot of times, games come out and people don't love them and people expect more from them. But that's all that I had to discuss with that topic. I will read chat for a minute before I go into the next topic, which will be Ubisoft and TrackMania. This topic completely floored me. When I heard about it today, my mind literally just exploded. I couldn't believe that Ubisoft went to this. Oh boy, Ubisoft, you fuckers. You fuckers. Guys, I don't think I'm ever gonna get a company to sponsor me at this point. Ubisoft, Bethesda, EA, Blizzard. I mean, what companies are good? Before we move on to this topic, what companies do you guys trust in? The only company I have faith in right now is CD Projekt Red. Honestly. What companies do you guys have a little bit of faith in? I know I asked you this question before, but which do you prefer, Steam, GOG, or Xbox Game Pass? So I think they're all very different in many different ways. Why are we saying Nani in chat? What happened? Oh no, what happened? Did I break something? Did something go wrong? So to give a quick answer to that, I think that all of them are fine. Obviously, there are games on each platform that you can't buy elsewhere. Like on Steam, there are games that you can't get anywhere else on PC. On GOG, there are games that you can't get anywhere else on PC. I think that it's perfectly fine to support all of them at once. I'm someone that, yes, ultimately would love for all of my games to be in one place, but we don't have that luxury in life right now. And you have to get games on many different platforms. Obviously, I have spoken out against Steam before. I try not to support Steam when I get a chance. If I can purchase on GOG or, a developer's independent website, I 100% will. But there are games that unfortunately are only on Steam that you can't get anywhere else. I do support Steam still. I don't boycott companies. I don't tell other people to boycott companies and platforms because they've done bad in the past. Like I've said, I think that they deserve a chance to be better. But I do prefer GOG. I do really like CD Projekt Red. Yes, GOG does have curating problems of their own, but, I try to support them when I can. So go for whatever platform floats your boat, whatever platform has the games you want, and support developers and companies that you like, and platforms you like. I always try to support a company first. So if a game is releasing on PC, I see if they have an independent client. I see if they, get a higher cut on one platform over another. I do try to take that into consideration when I am supporting a game, but I use every platform. I use GOG, Steam. I have Origin, which is an independent launcher, Bethesda's launcher. There's so many launchers at this point. With streaming and having to create content, I have a lot of games downloaded in a lot of different places. My type here to search bar for Windows is very effective. Most effective tool on my PC currently. Switch Online is an anti-consumer scam. Hot take. Actually, maybe not a hot take now that I think about it. Maybe not. I want to get a PS5, but Sony wrecks my soul a little bit. I've been asked before if I will purchase a PlayStation 5. Now, I'll say it again. Yes. I don't like what Sony has done in the past, and I don't like what they're doing currently. I don't like that they censor games. I do not like how their representatives act. Overall, Sony has really disappointed me, but I still ultimately will purchase a PlayStation 5. I'm taking this as at the viewpoint of a content creator too, so please keep that in mind. I purchase consoles for exclusive games. Sony does still provide exclusive games and exclusive franchises that I do like. I will still buy a PS5, but ultimately I will still buy an Xbox Sex at launch, and I still will buy the next Nintendo Switch when it comes out. A company has to do very, very extremely ridiculously bad for me not to buy their console or support them, but I'm also taking it from the consideration of a consumer and a streamer, a content creator. Is the rumor true that Sega's entering the console arena again? I haven't heard anything about that shit, but are they? We have the Amico coming out, which is marketed towards a very different market. We have the Atari VCS, which I personally still think is a scam, but we haven't heard anything new about it. Okay, so, really quickly with the Sega thing, apparently Sega is supposed to be making some revolutionary announcement, and people assume that it's going to be a new console. It's not confirmed, but that is the rumor right now, that they think that it's going to be a new console. If Sega came out with a new console, I mean, honestly, that would be pretty awesome. That would be pretty cool. But who really knows? Who really knows? Yeah, I mean, I support most consoles because of things like exclusive games, but it's hard. You know what? If you don't want to support a console or a platform, you have every right to not support it. 100% you go for it. I am totally okay with people not purchasing a console because of their actions, but at the same time, it's your choice. Do whatever the heck you want. I will stand by you. How about that? I like it. All right. Let me take a sip of my water. I mean, if Sega came into the market with a new console, you best believe I would pre-order it. Dreamcast 2? Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, so the next topic of the night is Ubisoft. Oh no. We see companies do stupid, dumb, idiotic, bad things all of the time. Ubisoft has been, I don't want to say a very bad company, but they have had some controversies. They have had some problems in the past couple of years. And Ubisoft has decided to try to outsmart and outthink their consumers. And you best believe they're not going to. Ubisoft says TrackMania is not subscription-based. You just have to pay for it multiple times. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. This is peak five-head. Like, this is like you think that you are the smartest idiots in the galaxy. Ubisoft announced a somewhat unusual pricing scheme for the upcoming TrackMania Nations reboot last week. The base game will be free, but full access to the track editor, which is a major part of TrackMania's appeal, costs $10 per year, while full-on club access, which includes admission to special racing leagues, exclusive skins, and that sort of thing, is just $30 a year. Just $30, ladies and gentlemen. Well, just $10 or $30 a year, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls. Predictably, some of those who were looking forward to the game are not happy about the scheme. TrackMania fans in this Reddit thread said that they'd rather pay full price to own the game permanently, or that they're unhappy with subscription-based pricing as a matter of general principle. Now, I just want to say that when it comes to things like digital games, I do not like how you don't actually own them. I try to purchase physical games at every point in time that I can. If there is a physical game, I will go above and beyond to purchase a physical game now, because I want to own it. Obviously, most of the time now, there's a day one patch, meaning even if you took it out of the box, you didn't update it, you'd still be missing content. But I am someone that firmly believes in physical games. And when it comes to digital games, companies can take your rights away with the snap of a finger, with the press of a button. I am someone that even though I pay for games and I pay for monthly, yearly subscriptions for things, I would ultimately rather pay upfront than pay a subscription. I would rather pay $60 for a game instead of pay $10 a year. And even if, yes, ultimately I play the game for 3 years, I would still rather not pay for $10 a year for access, or $30 a year for access. But Ubisoft thinks that they're so smart because they're saying this isn't a subscription, even though it's a subscription. 1 second, you guys. I'm seeing that someone is, Frank and Tony are saying Streamlabs is not working. Let me check really quickly. I don't think I've seen anything go through. So sorry to pause in the middle of this topic. It should be fine. I don't see any problems with Streamlabs. It doesn't say that any donations went through. So there's that. Back to the... I'm not sure. The link is wrong. Let me check. Is it... Oh, okay, so I see it because it's got, like, these dots. Let me see if this is correct. I think it's because I had to copy and paste it, and it didn't copy and paste properly. Okay, yeah, I fixed it. All good. There we go. It's because the dots. It's not self-shill time yet, though. Anyway, back to the TrackMania. In response to the complaints, it says, Ubisoft has posted a message on the Mania Planet forum stating that TrackMania doesn't use subscription pricing at all. Actually, it's not a subscription model, but an access to the game for a limited time. That doesn't sound any better, Ubisoft. I don't know if this is like a developer or a PR manager saying this, but this is so much worse. No. So they're saying it's not a subscription, but we're selling you access to the game for a limited amount of time. That sounds even worse. I would never want to support a game that you're buying kind of that access to. No. That sounds so much worse than subscription. So much worse. You pay for having access to the game for one period, and that's it, a Ubisoft rep wrote. When the time is over, you have to buy the game again for the time that you want to access it again. It's a very creative way to describe a subscription without calling it a subscription, and predictably, it hasn't smoothed the waters. Several Redditors in this thread equate the response to EA's 2019 description of loot boxes in video games as surprise mechanics. But there also appears to be something confusing as to what it is and what isn't included at the free tier, which is contributing to the upset. For one, the initial post in the thread states that the track editor is only available at the $10 tier, but the pricing fact states that the full editor is included at no charge. The limitation is that it's restricted to just having one track. It also isn't clear as to what exactly server access will be restricted. The pricing page says free players will be able to try map review servers, but those who pay for standard access will also have full access to them. I've emailed Ubisoft for more information and will update if I receive a reply. Obviously, they haven't updated it, so they haven't received a reply. I think that this is the worst way to go upon this. I do not think that Ubisoft should be saying, well, we're selling you access to the game. I think that calling it a subscription is a much better way to approach the situation. I think that not calling it a subscription in this case is hurting them. Yes, people, when they hear subscription, they automatically kind of have a negative connotation towards it because everyone hears subscription. Everything's a subscription. TV, movies, games, music, everything has a freaking subscription. But I think that this feels very deceptive, and especially... it makes it especially worse, I should say, because they're not being clear with what you get for the free tier of the game. They're not clearing up what they mean by the free tiers, if you will be able to use map editor, if you'll only be able to have access to one map, if you will have access to no map, it sounds like it's going to be very, very wishy-washy with people, and people are not taking this the right way, and rightfully so. They're being very deceptive. Yeah, Rez is right. All games now are rentals. I don't like that. When I purchase a game, I want to own it. I want to own the game. I don't want to rent a game. I mean, geez Louise. I think that this is...
win, chat. No free chatters, guys. Farah needs the bling bling.
I think that it is ridiculous that they're selling you a rental to a game, that it's not actually you buying the game anymore. Thank you for the $3 donation, Tony. I do appreciate it, but that's all that it hurts. That's all that I really had to discuss with this topic. But I think it's ridiculous that Ubisoft is doing this and they're saying this, and they look even more greedy than they did previously, honestly. They just look so greedy. VGF is 100% right. This is why CD Projekt Red surpassed Ubisoft. Yes. CD Projekt Red has had a couple controversies themselves. They've had problems, but at this point, every company has a controversy. They've had things that they've done that people don't like. I think that Ubisoft is getting to a point where they need more money, and with every game they release, I feel they're making less money. I mean, let's quickly look at what Ubisoft's put out in the past, like, 5 years. Games since 2015. What games have they released? I mean, let's just look really quick. List of Ubisoft games. Oh my goodness, I have to scroll. Sorry, guys. Since 2015, we've had Assassin's Creeds, we've had The Division, we've had Trials of the Blood Dragon, we've had TrackMania, we've had more so many Assassin's Creeds, a bunch of Tom Clancy's, Far Cry's, Just Dance, but besides those, like, most people, I feel, haven't been interested in their games. Yes, they have things that are interesting, like Valhalla, which is coming out, Gods and Monsters, a game that I'm excited to see more of, Watchdog Legions, Beyond Good and Evil 2 sounds like a really good game, Skull and Bones. I think that Ubisoft, though, just isn't doing what they want to do. They're not making the money that they want to make, and they're trying to get fans on their good side, because if these games come out and they don't have fans on their side, they're not going to sell the games. I think that, yeah, that some of the Assassin's Creed games have been good, but we don't know the sales numbers for them. I don't think. I haven't really seen any sales numbers surrounding Ubisoft games. Maybe they're just not that talked about, but at the end of the day, CD Projekt Red surpassed Ubisoft for a reason, and if Ubisoft is going to continue to do things like this, they're not going to make money. They're not going to make as much money as they want to make, I suppose I should say. But we are going to move on to the next two topics, which are both kind of intertwined. They're both about so one is about the Snyder Cut in Toxic Fans Justice League, and one is about Henry Cavill possibly returning in another movie as Superman. So they're both similar topics, but they are individual topics at that. Let me adjust the screen a tiny bit. Take a sip of water, check chat. Yeah, there hasn't been too many Star Wars games. So I know that they've been upholding the MMO. They've been putting out quite a bit of content for that. We got Jedi Fallen Order, we got the Battlefront games. Besides those, though, what else have we gotten? Have we gotten a new Star Wars Lego game? I think that we've gotten ones for the sequel trilogy, the third trilogy, whatever they want to call that trilogy now. Yeah, CD Projekt Red surpassed Ubisoft when they sold 50 million So, recently, let me clarify that. They didn't sell 50 million copies of The Witcher 3. They sold 50 million copies of The Witcher series. So, those 50 million copies includes Witcher 1, Witcher 2, and Witcher 3. Just to clarify that statement there. It's 50 million copies of all 3 of the games. Witcher 3... Let me look at something.
You're not asking for a large financial contribution. $20 is like a full meal and this is just $5.
Sales. How many copies? Okay, so as of how many copies has sold of Skyrim? Skyrim has sold 30 million copies. Let's put that into perspective compared to The Witcher. I mean, Skyrim is one of the best-selling games of all time. I mean, we could do... How many copies of Minecraft have sold? I mean, if we look at Minecraft has sold 200 million copies, but you have to consider it's been on iOS, Android. I mean, it's been on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox One X, Xbox... PC, Nintendo Switch. It was on, what, the 3DS probably? I mean, it's been on so many consoles. Just to put everything into perspective there, with some contrasting numbers. The Trash Trilogy? Yeah, basically. I like Star Wars a lot, but I really haven't liked what they've been doing with it lately. I will say that I did really like The Mandalorian. I have really enjoyed The Clone Wars. And I really enjoyed Jedi Fallen Order. And I enjoyed the MMO. Besides that, though, I have not been interested. Ubisoft got woke. They have a diversity department. We all know what that leads to. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I mean, CD Projekt Red has done some things that people deem as woke. So they've also had woke moments, I suppose. Yeah, Minecraft has been running since 2011. I mean, The Witcher 3 was, what, 2015? So it's not that far off. Witcher 3 release date. Yeah, May 19th, 2015. So that's been out for quite a while, too. Alright, you guys, we are going to move on to the next 2 topics, which kind of intertwine. They're both about things Henry Cavill's in. The first one is the rumor that Henry Cavill could return for J.J. Abrams' Superman. I honestly forgot about J.J. Abrams' Superman. I forgot that they were talking about doing something with J.J. Abrams. I voiced my opinion on J.J. Abrams a couple of times on the channel. I'm not a huge fan of him. He's okay, but I feel like he's very overhyped. I think that he's done some okay things. But I think that he is very overhyped and overrated. I'm not a huge fan. I am, though, a really, really, really big fan of Henry Cavill. Oh, boy. Do I like Henry Cavill. He is a great actor. Everything he's been in that I've seen, I've enjoyed. I really liked him as Superman. I know that some people didn't. I can understand that. He hasn't been the best Superman. Like the character, the way that the character's written, but he is one of the best in my opinion. I guess I should say he's not the best in some people's opinions. I think that he's really good. I think that he played the character really well. So, J.J. Abrams, why do they have to keep bringing him in? Honestly, my friend, I'm not sure. Rumor, Henry Cavill could return for J.J. Abrams' Superman. We all keep hearing J.J. Abrams is going to make a Superman movie as part of his deal with Warner Brothers and recast the role. However, this may change with Henry Cavill moving closer to a return in the Cape. Sources told YouTuber John Campea Abrams is indeed making a Superman movie and it will include Cavill, or at least that is within the realm of possibility. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. I'll donate $20 right now to the Let's Get Henry Cavill Back on Superman boat. Actually, before I do that, do we have to choose between Superman Henry Cavill and Geralt Henry Cavill? Because I would rather have Superman. I mean, no. I would rather have Geralt over Superman. Maybe. Oh, it's such a hard decision. Because I really liked him as Superman, but I also really love him as Geralt. I think that he is the White Wolf perfectly. I think that he did a splendid job at that. I can't decide. The reason they haven't announced anything is that they want Abrams to still have some flexibility to make those decisions. Suspicious. Comic Book News first reported the Abrams Superman rumor and that it would result in a returning cast with a young unknown David Cornswet as the favorite, and it would be the beginning of a fresh start for the DCEU under the Rise of Skywalker director and his buddy, and the Batman director Matt Reeves, and the Suicide Squad's James Gunn. I mean, if this is true, this has to be the best co-op mission in the world. I mean, come on. I might not like J.J. Abrams, but J.J. Abrams, James Gunn, and Matt Reeves all doing something together, I mean, there is no possible way that that could fail. To be honest, I don't think that there's a way for that to fail. Truly. I think that that could actually be something really great. The realization of Zack Snyder's Justice League and Cavill's retention of the part after years of lobbying through those alleged plans for a loop. What's new is that CBN reveals the potential for Justice League 2 and Man of Steel 2 to come out of it all. Warner Bros. May have requested seeds of those endeavors to be planted in the Snyder Cut. As of right now, the Man of Steel 2 is not on the cards, but that doesn't mean Abrams won't end up directing it or a Justice League sequel. His name gets brought up in the future of both series, and he has the green light on a Justice League Dark show for HBO Max. JJ might just have to deal with them within. Whoa. That messed up. JJ might just have to deal with them within a shared universe. Cosmic believes Dwayne Johnson, star of Black Adam and co-producer of Shazam, wants to keep that intact. Though Warner Bros. May use him strictly for cameos in the DCEU movies, Cavill isn't a lock for Black Adam. He could just show up in Shazam sequels or Aquaman's, but it's not certain yet. He is reportedly only in talks with the studio and a deal hasn't been reached. So ultimately, we don't know. This is just a rumor right now. It is just only rumored that Henry Cavill could return as Superman under J.J. Abrams. But I think that this could be decent. You know what? I'll give it a chance. I don't much like J.J. Abrams, but I think that Cavill is a great actor. If this is real, for my opinion's sake, I think that I would give it a chance. I think that I would. Maybe other people won't. Obviously, J.J. Abrams has fucked up a lot lately. But I think that Henry Cavill is such a good actor, he could pull off the shittiest of scripts and still make it really good. My opinion, though. What do you guys think? Henry Cavill is awesome. He is awesome. You know, 007, good grief, you are fangirling too hard. Do you want to fight me? Do you want to fight me? I mean, you're telling me, you're trying to tell me that that wasn't a good Superman? I mean, you're trying to tell me here, I have to bring this up. You're telling me that that's not a good Superman? Vera.exe has stopped working. I mean, he was one of the best Superman. Come on. And Geralt? You're telling me that he wasn't a good Geralt? Banned. Anyway, you guys, that's all that we had to talk about with that. I do like Henry Cavill. I think that he's a good actor. I mean, there are better actors in my opinion, but he's a really good actor. I mean, obviously, guys, Brie Larson is best. I mean, Henry Cavill compared to Brie Larson, I mean, he's a no one. There's no way that he could beat Brie Larson. Oh gosh, the sarcasm is real. The sarcasm is very strong. Let's fix that. My screen got all messed up, but it's fixed now. It's fixed now. All right, we are going to move into the final topic, which does kind of coincide with the discussion, the possible discussion, that Henry Cavill may return. It's not the same, but it has to do with the Snyder Cut and the Justice League. I see you guys laughing at me in chat. Do you want me to end this stream? I will end this stream right now. I will end this stream. Don't fight me. Because I'll do it. We'll do it. Oh boy. Oh my goodness gracious. But it's time to talk about all of you toxic fans here. It's time to talk about all of you toxic fans. HBO releasing the Snyder Cut of Justice League shows that the toxic fans are winning. I've talked about the Justice League. I think that the Snyder Cut sounds cool. I'm personally pretty excited for it. I'm not the biggest fangirl of it. I'm not sitting here rewatching Justice League a bunch of times over, but I like the Justice League. I thought that it was good. I think Snyder did okay with it. But I really wanted to read through this article by Brinkwire. Who? But I really wanted to read through this article because I think it's ridiculous. You guys know, I usually don't read ridiculous articles. I'm someone that likes to read people's articles that have legitimate opinions. But we're gonna have a laugh tonight. You and me, all of you here. We're all toxic fans here. So, the Snyder Cut is being released, and toxic fans are scoring yet another win. Apparently, if you are a fan of a franchise, if you are a fan of something, and you rally to have more content made, you are telling a company, I will give you more money to re-release things that you already have filmed. You're toxic. You are toxic for supporting a product. It's 2020. HBO and Warner Brothers announced Wednesday that the infamous and mythical version of the superhero blockbuster Justice League as originally conceived by Zack Snyder not only exists, but will soon be released by streaming site HBO Max. In their announcement, the company even acknowledges the ever-present demands from the vocal fanatics who for years have demanded that the studio release what they say is the true version of the much-maligned flick. Now, I just want to say something that people have been rallying for years, have been asking for years for the Snyder Cut because it was the director's original vision. It's not because people wanted them to refilm it. It's not because people said, this is so bad, you need to remake it. Because a lot of people didn't like Justice League. I personally liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I love most of the actors in it. Holy shit, is that a star-filled cast. I would love to see them together again. But most people wanted them to release the #release the Snyder Cut because the director said that his vision wasn't put into the movie. I think that it is more than fair for fans to ask that they re-release a movie so the director gets the cut that he wanted, all of the content that he wanted in it. I think that that is perfectly fair to ask for. Since I got here 14 months ago, the chant to #release the Snyder Cut has been a daily drumbeat in our offices and inboxes, said the Warner Brothers executive Robert Greenblatt. Well, the fans have asked and we are thrilled to finally deliver. So you hear that. The fans have asked and we are thrilled to finally deliver. Meaning executives at the studio aren't even mad that fans are asking for this content. It's literally just the studio, or just this studio of people, Brinkwire, that are angry that they're doing it. The executives of Warner Brothers are saying we're thrilled to finally be able to give it to fans. They're not angry. They're not upset. They're happy about it. Oh. Ooh. Fighting a battle you can't win here. At the end of the day, it really is about them, he added, and they say, it really is. Of course it is! Of course it's about the fans. We are the ones paying money to go to the movies. We're the ones paying to buy a copy of the movie. We're the ones that are watching it. You have to appeal firstly to your fans. And if the fans want something and they're asking, they're not demanding, then I think that it's fine to answer them. And they said, yeah, we will release it. I don't think that's toxic at all. Like other studios before it, Warner Brothers has caved in to the loudest and most toxic of its fans, proving once more that harassment and targeted social media swarms have the biggest sway in Hollywood. Seriously? They're not caving in. They're admitting that they would love to create this product for fans. And you're attacking it because you're angry that fans are getting what they wanted of something you most likely don't even care about? You most likely do not even care about the people that want the Snyder Cut. Snyder, who has directed the two previous films in the DCEU, Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman, was tapped to direct the Avengers-like team-up DC fans had been waiting for, Justice League. But Snyder was forced to step down from the film just 6 months before its release after his daughter tragically passed away. Joss Whedon, the man behind Marvel's smash hits, stepped in to handle post-production duties and ultimately helmed numerous reshoots and tweaks to the film's script. I think that it is more than fair for Zack Snyder to get the cut that he wants. He did not get a choice. His daughter passed away. He needed to focus on real life. I think that, of course, 100% comes before a movie. But years later, I think that it is perfectly reasonable for him to get the cut of the movie that he wants. And if this releases and it's bad, then okay. At least he got his chance, though. I think that that is so huge, that he gets the chance that he deserves. Snyder's films, dark and brooding and joyless, were mature, these vocal fans claimed. If Snyder's true vision for Justice League was revealed, it would prove that he was the visionary they all knew he was. This kind of hero worship isn't anything new with fan bases, but Snyder himself stoked the fires, coyly posting deleted scenes from the movie. Some of the movie's stars, including Gal and Ben Affleck, soon joined the call to release Snyder's original plan for the film, amplifying the vocal fans' outcries. Many of those who pushed the cut to be released used the attention to promote noble charitable causes. Fans, for example, raised a staggering $150,000 for suicide prevention services earlier this year. Why is that such a bad thing? But the toxic fans were emboldened too. For years, they bombarded social media accounts with threats and insults, and now Warner Brothers is caving in. I have never, not once, heard Zack Snyder say, "We are being attacked and harassed." I have never once heard Gal Gadot, or Ben Affleck, or Henry Cavill, or what's his name, Jason Momoa, or Ezra Miller. I have never, not once, heard one of those actors say, "We have been bombarded, and we are being harassed by people that want to release the Snyder Cut." I have never, not once, heard any of them say that, and I think that it would be different if they did. This isn't the first time a studio has caved in to its most obnoxious, loudest, most toxic fans. Disney confused Star Wars sequel trilogy was capped off with The Rise of Skywalker, a movie that seemed intent on retconning everything its loudest fans had condemned. Rey's backstory was abruptly switched, Snoke finally got his reveal, and the Emperor was back out of nowhere. No. No fans wanted that. It was the legitimate toxic fans that the studio listened to. The problem here is who they deem toxic fans. They are deeming people like you and me, and people in the fandom menace as toxic fans, when they really need to be looking at the other side of toxicity. That's the problem here, is who they deem as toxic fans. Most damningly, new character Rose was sidelined, a rebel mechanic who debuted in The Last Jedi. Rose was despised by some in the Star Wars fan base, as some rallied that the movie has ruined their childhood. A sizable chunk of critics framed her inclusion as evidence of what they deemed forced diversity in the film, a term fraught with racist undertones. They harassed Asian American actor Kelly Marie Tran on social media constantly, ultimately driving her off of Instagram. How did Disney respond? They threw her character under the bus and all but erased her from the franchise. Today, I talked about in a video about Disney only caring about inclusivity when it helped their bottom line. And if this is the angle that you want to take, then why is Brinkwire here not writing an article on what I discussed earlier in today's video? Why are they not fighting against Disney, saying Disney is only good enough and only cares about inclusivity when it's good enough for their bottom line? Toxic fans are unfortunately an inevitability in a digital world where threats and harassment can be tossed out with the touch of a few buttons on social media and just as easily forgotten, and studios don't have to give those voices power. I think, honestly, at the end of the day, fans do deserve a say. I think that, yes, studios need to do what they feel is best. Studios do need to listen to their instincts, but I do think that it is important for them to listen to fans as well. Fans are the ones that are buying these movies and watching these movies. I think that this article is pretty ridiculous. They're saying that if you're a fan of the Snyder Cut and you've wanted the Snyder Cut, you're toxic. You're a toxic fucking fan. But at the same time, I've never seen Zack Snyder or, Gal Gadot or Ben Affleck. None of these actors have ever said, we've been harassed because people want the Snyder Cut. I've never seen that. And ultimately, I think that it's ridiculous that websites like Brinkwire here are saying that it's toxic fans that got the Snyder Cut, when they literally state in their article that an executive said the fans have asked and we are thrilled to finally deliver. But those are the topics that I had to discuss tonight. We talked about the Snyder Cut, Henry Cavill possibly returning as Superman. We discussed Fallout 76 and TrackMania's non-subscription subscription. We will go to the Q&A portion of the live stream. If you guys have any questions or comments to make, feel free to put them in the chat now. Really quickly though, if you are not already a Dark Titan, please consider becoming one for just $1 a month via Patreon. The link will be in the description of the live stream. If you are not already following me on Twitter, please make sure to do that. Self-shill, guys. The only toxic ones are the idiots calling fans toxic. Everyone's toxic. You're toxic. I'm toxic. The guy next to me's toxic. The guy on the other side, even though their walls are toxic. Where you're sitting, the guy next to you is toxic, but his friend is toxic. But never the person sitting behind the article. No. It's only everyone else. It's only everyone else. My walls are toxic, you guys. They're toxic. Also, yes, if you are not already part of our Discord, please make sure to join it. We are very active there. Thank you. Love your videos. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you enjoy the content that I create. I just try to voice my opinions on things. I am a very opinionated person. And I just try to voice my opinions and look at things in a fair manner. But I am glad that you enjoy my commentary. Toxin! You guys are toxin! I've seen Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck, and Snyder himself tweeted and pushed. Yes! All of these actors and actresses have pushed the Snyder Cut. They're not anti-Snyder Cut. They want the Snyder Cut. The actors are toxic too, you guys. Don't forget, the actors are toxic too. Are you gonna see Tenet in theaters? Aren't they? Didn't they hold back the release of Tenet? It's supposed to still come out in July, I guess, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to delay it. I will see it. I don't know if I'll see it in theaters. It depends on when it releases, but I will see it for sure. It's a movie I'm fairly excited for. Good job on the stream, fangirl. Guys, Henry Cavill is great. Henry Cavill is great. But honestly, Kyle MacLachlan, back during, like, you know, the Dune days and the Twin Peaks days, may have been better. And Val Kilmer, back in, like, Batman. I mean, he would run the money of Henry Cavill too. He would take a run for the money. I mean, like, Willow, Batman. Come on. He was great. What else was he in? I feel like he was in something else that was big. What was it? Hold on. He was in something else that I really liked. I can't remember it. What was it? It's like on the top of my head. What was it? What was it? I don't remember. Oh! Top Gun. How I forgot that, I don't know. But I did. But I did. I mean, he's been in great movies. He's still one of my favorite actors. Even though he doesn't act anymore. Back when he did act, he was one of the best. Is he coming back for Maverick, by the way? Was he? Clooney was Best Batman. Banned. 1138 banned. No. I'm kidding. But Clooney was worst, one of the worst Batman. I mean, he was one of the worst. I don't like him. Michael Keaton, he's okay. But George Clooney, no. Tombstone as well. Yeah. I mean, there's so many movies. Yeah, Tombstone was good too. I haven't seen that in a while. Lots of movies I need to rewatch, my friends. Yes, Val Kilmer was struggling with... he was struggling with, let me get it right, throat cancer. And unfortunately, you know, it really messed up his trachea. It reduced, like, his voice and his breathing abilities. Because he was actually doing good. I mean, he started looking really bad, because he was starting to go through things that he wasn't publicly saying, and then he finally said, yeah, I'm battling throat cancer. He, unfortunately, is an actor that really went downhill. But he, for his career, you know, back in, like, the 80s, 90s, I think it was, like, up until the 2000s, he was doing really good. He was a great actor. Full respect, my friend. Full respect. Val Kilmer's not my friend, but if Val Kilmer wants to be my friend, we'll do it in used to watch wrestling. I got out of it the year after The Undertaker was beaten. I watched that WrestleMania. I watched the WrestleMania in 2017. That was the last WrestleMania I saw, and I haven't followed since. Like, Nakamura was there. Roman Reigns. I loved The Shield. Just saying. Holy shit, The Shield was great. The curb stomp. You had, what was Roman Reigns' move? The Superman spear? Superman punch. Superman punch, yeah. The last WrestleMania I saw was WrestleMania 33. I hated it. I hated it. It was trash. I could not do it. It was too SummerSlam for me. I think that was my problem. I like Charlotte Flair, like, Triple H is cool, Undertaker needs to go by. I didn't like Bayley. Jericho's cool. You made the list. We're gonna have a list. But I haven't really watched since. Oh, and Shane McMahon, I thought that shit was cheesy, but I haven't watched in a while. 2017 was my last real WrestleMania. Too bad. So sad. Val Kilmer's Batman was amazing. It was amazing. Alright, you guys, I am going to end the live stream here. Thank you all so much for stopping by tonight. I do very much so appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. If you are not already, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon. You can become one for just $1 a month. If you sign up now, you won't be charged until the 1st of next month. So this is a great time to join. I am going to be doing the Patreon, the supporter-only Q&A in the next couple of days. Anyone that is a supporter can ask me questions. I do put the video up publicly on the channel. I do it once a month, but only supporters can ask questions. So consider becoming Dark Titan for just $1 a month today. If you are not already part of the Discord, please make sure to join it. We are very active there. Everyone is welcome. Let me do this. Let me link it in chat. Chat has been very bizarre tonight. Like, it won't actually let me post in chat right now. It's literally telling me I can't post in my own live stream chat. Thank you for posting the Discord link, Rez. I do very much so appreciate it. I'm glad someone can post. Apparently I can't post in my own stream. Go figure. Thank you, Tony and Bob1, for your donations tonight. I do very much so appreciate them. But thank you all so much for stopping by tonight. Make sure to join those links if you have not already. Very appreciated. But have a fantastic night, everyone, and I will see you all again soon.